Well, we're off on our summer holidays, even though it's May. We've got big coats on. Let's go.
So we are off on our summer holidays and we are back down here at St Margaret's Bay near Dover, the Coast Guard Inn. So join us, this is our first night away. It's a little bit chilly down here, but we're hoping for some better weather over that channel.
So this week's been the 80th anniversary of the E-Day. Lots of bunting down here at the front by the Coast Guard. And just Sarah's going to tell us a little bit about it now. So what is this place? It's quite amazing, isn't it?
It is. Beautiful pub, Coast Guard on the bay, down at St Margaret's Bay at the bottom of the White Cliffs of Dover. We came here last year, we found out about it and we had such a stunning meal that we decided to come back and do our stopover again before we get the tunnel in the morning. Now I'm hoping it's not just a case of rose tinted glasses from last year, because it was a cracking meal. This year we have Doggo in tow as well. It's her first trip to Europe, so we'll see how she likes it as well. But it's beautiful down here, right down at the bottom of the White Cliffs, overlooking the sea. It's a kind of southeast facing beach, so it is a little dark or darker when you get here of an evening, but there's a cracking sunrise that hopefully we might just about be able to see come the morning when we get up. But it's absolutely beautiful. Apologies for the crazy hair, apparently it's looking a little wild. But the Coast Guard allow, I think it's 5 vans to park here overnight, on the proviso that you have a meal with them. Which I'm hoping is going to be a good one again. There is a public car park next door for people to go walking, but you cannot camp in that car park. So you must ring the Coast Guard, book in advance to be able to stay in their car park here. It's a little quieter than it was last year. We were here mid-June last year. This time it's early-ish May, but it's still looking beautiful. So we've walked up the path from the pay and display car park near the toilets. Big zigzag path, lots of steps all the way up the side of the cliff, up to this coast path here where we can get a lovely look back at the Coast Guard there and the ferries coming in. Beautiful part of the world, this.
It seems a bit ironic that we're looking at the ferries considering we're getting the tunnel tomorrow.
Well, it's prettier though, isn't it? Seeing boats on the sea is prettier than seeing a train going in a tunnel.
That's true, that's true.
But I am pleased that we're getting the tunnel rather than a ferry.
I do think this 10-minute walk just up that zigzag path and along the coast path, really great little walk. If you get here and you've got enough time, definitely worth a go. It's quite spectacular up here. Well, good morning. It's a glorious morning here at the Coast Guard. Just absolutely fabulous. So we are now nearly at 8 o'clock. Got to get in the van, get moving. Got to be at the tunnel for about 8:30ish. Got to check the dog in, do all of the pet stuff, and then we're on a 9:56 crossing. So it's about a 25-minute drive or so to get up to the tunnel from here over to Folkestone. Let's go and check that dog in.
Roxy is checked in and good to go.
Oh, let's go, Posh.
This is the pet lounge within the departures building. So just when you walk through the door, straight away on the right hand side, good stash of poo bags.
we've made it to France. Dog is with us, so all of the paperwork obviously worked good. So
I did a good job. I sorted it all out.
Sarah did a good job. We've been to Maxi Zoo in Calais, or you have.
I have, yes.
Because obviously we have a very picky dog who likes particular food.
Well, it wasn't that. That wasn't the reason.
They sell it.
The reason was you could end up not being able to bring any dog food into the country.
That is true.
So we could have had anything that we brought with us taken off us, so we didn't, basically. Didn't bring any food, so dog was either going to starve or be fed whatever we could find at Maxi Zoo. And they happen to do the same food that we feed her at home anyway.
They do a lot of different food in there, a really big aisle, and so yeah, all sorted. Anyway, so we're on the move. We're not staying in France this time on the way down, so bit of an itinerary for the trip, just so you know what's happening. We are travelling down to Luxembourg today. Never stayed in Luxembourg before, so looking forward to that, just for a night. We are then going on to the Black Forest in Germany for a couple of nights. We are then moving on and staying in Switzerland for a night, because we are on our way to Lake Garda. So this trip really has a turning around point at Lake Garda. We're there for 5 nights. We thought we'd treat ourselves. We've got a sideways on pitch to the lake. I think we've even got a private bathroom on that one, haven't we?
Have we?
Yeah, I think so. I know it costs quite a bit.
You better not be telling lies now. You've built it up for me now.
So we're really looking forward to that. We know that on the particular bit of coast or the shore of Lake Garda, there's a bit where the dogs can go in the water and stuff as well. So we should have an amazing time with Roxy when we're there, shouldn't we?
Hopefully.
And then once we've done that, and obviously to get there, we're going to have to go through the Gotthard Tunnel and all that kind of stuff in Switzerland. So it's going to be absolutely stunning scenery as we get down towards Lake Garda. Once we've finished in Lake Garda, we are going east to west and then through the Mont Blanc Tunnel. And those of you who followed our European trip last year will know that we didn't manage to make it through the Mont Blanc Tunnel last year because it was closed for maintenance on that particular day. We've checked the schedules this time. Nothing is planned, so unless there's been an accident or something unplanned, we're going through the Mont Blanc Tunnel this time. And then from that, we are going up to Lake Annecy, aren't we? So yeah, Lake Annecy for, I think, 3 nights. We're staying actually in Annecy. Yeah, I think that's going to be a slightly different experience. The campsite's probably a bit more rough and ready, but it's all about the location there. We want it to be near Annecy so we can explore it, maybe get on a few of the boats across the lake and stuff. Should be amazing, hopefully. And then we're starting to head home from that. So we're going up to
I think it's called Lake Orient.
Yeah, Lake Orient, just in the middle of France as we go north. Then we're going to Camping Memling. Oh, excuse me. We're going to Camping Memling in Bruges, on the outskirts of Bruges. Bruges for a couple of nights, and then we're coming home. So, big kind of circle round trip. We're not having to double back on ourselves at any point. So lots to see on this journey as we go on. So got a little bit of time in the car today. So is it 400 kilometers to get to this campsite in Luxembourg? It says we're going to be there about half 4, 5-ish, something like that. We need to get some food shopping in and all that kind of stuff. And then I think we're going to settle in the van tonight, have a bit of a meal in the van, maybe have a bit of a wander around if there's a local area to have a wander and see what we see, and then on to the Black Forest tomorrow. So, time to get some driving under your belt, I think.
Yep.
Stay on the right.
I am.
So we're at Camping Bonacquille. So this is right on the edge of Luxembourg. Quite easy to find, really, and it's right next to a beautiful park, which you can walk around with the dog and everything else, and there's music concerts and stuff in there if you pick the right dates and things through summer. It looks absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, they start next weekend, so never mind, missed out there. And it was Lincoln Park and Roxette, I think, a tribute acts, which were going to be there. However, never mind, because this campsite, with its own little cafe, beautiful little central area, loads of greenery, big pitches, It's an absolute gem, I have to say. Let me give you a quick tour around here, and I'll tell you what, some of the prices, considering we are in Luxembourg, might surprise you. So I don't know if you can see these, but these are the prices for the camping cafe which is here, and €3.50 for a Pinot Gris glass of wine. Sarah tells me that's really good value. So there you go. Now I will show you a picture of the site, kind of campsite map and everything on the screen, so you can see exactly what the layout is. But you come in, you have to wait because the barrier won't open for you. This is the reception area here. It's a bit late later on now. It's just gone 9 o'clock at night, so it's all shut up for the day. They are open from 8 till 8, and they will check you in there. Little shop as well, all in there, bit of local tourist information and that kind of thing. So you can get everything you need in there. So basic camping supplies, bit of food, that kind of thing. And then on the left hand side, you've got this amazing cafe here. Look at this place. So this is the camping cafe. They do kind of basic food and that kind of thing, ice creams. They've also got really decent beers, all that kind of thing. There's an indoor seating area here if you want to be warm. It's very pretty. And then lots of lovely outdoor seating here as well. We brought the dog down here earlier on for a quick beer when we arrived. It's absolutely stunning. Now bear in mind this is early May, so it's probably only kind of 15 degrees outside, hence why there's nobody sitting outside here, but the campsite's really busy. But I would imagine if you come here in kind of late May, June, July, etc., this is going to be absolutely heaving. It's a brilliant thing to have on your campsite. So opposite the cafe, you've got the amenities block here, very modern indeed. And if I just show you a quick sneak peek inside, you'll see you've got all of your laundrette facilities in there. Mealy washing machines, that just shows you what kind of place this is. Really good kind of wash up area and everything. Now Sarah told me she's just come and done some washing up. She said to me that actually there's some sinks which have only got cold water and some which have got hot. So just watch what you're doing when you go down there if you do stay at this site. You've got all your bins and all that kind of stuff on the right hand side here. And then it opens up into this fantastic campsite. Now just take a look at this. So you've got kids play area, little fort and stuff in here. It's really good. And if I just wander down, you'll be able to see our Sven here in a second. One thing that's really surprised me being on this site is just how many motorhomes there are and how few campervans there are. So haven't seen a pop-top camper here yet at all. The campervans we have seen have basically been the same size as our Sven or bigger. And obviously there's a lot of A-class motorhomes, a lot of motorhomes which are obviously ladder chassis. Here's our Sven here on the right hand side. Oh, Sarah's just relaxing with the dog. We've pinned the dog down so she can't go anywhere. Hello Roxy Roo, are you enjoying yourself? I think so. So just carrying on and having a bit more of a wander. Just show you around. So this area here, directly opposite our pitch, is where you pull onto if you need to service your van. So you've got, this is your toilet waste, which is a different way of doing things. Not seen this before. So basically that little hatch at the bottom there, just there, you flip that up, that's where you pour your toilet waste. You've obviously got a cleaning hose there and a fresh water as well. And then just over here, you've got your fresh water. So you can connect your hose on there and sort your van out. And all we did was just reverse back onto our pitch. So really nice and easy. Just down from that little motorhome service point, and you get to this gate. Now this gate here basically is the gate which goes to the park. Now, you know, I said to you that there's this lovely little park, which is at the back here. Just take a look at this. So just on the right hand side there, just behind these trees, you can see the stage there, which they're setting up for the concert. But if you happen to be here on a weekend through the summer, you're going to get free entertainment, whether you like it or not. So just be ready for that. Check out what it is. But it is all secure. All the gates and everything are locked and everything, so you don't need to worry about anyone from the park coming in the campsite at night or anything like that. Don't worry about that. And then they've got this really nice layout, I think, which is quite different. So you can see all the pictures are parallel, but they're parallel to the tent field in the middle. There's a little hedge there in between as well, and I think that's really, really nice. Another kiddies play area down at the bottom there. All around the park as well. Everything's so tidy here. All like down on the park. See that little yellow box here? It says wet gassy box. That's full of doggy poo bags. All free around the park. Make sure you clear up after yourself. Really, really tidy, clean. Very, very nice indeed. But yeah, just have a quick look at this this layout here. Look. So you've got individual little hedges, a little privacy. You've obviously got this camping field in the middle for tents, and then the parallel parking down the side for all the motorhomes. It's a really, really nice layout. And for a European site, I have to say the pitches are pretty decent size here. Yeah, pretty decent indeed. Right, we better go and check in with the boss and find out how much this cost, because I think she just paid. Right, let's check in with the boss then. I think you had to go in and pay, didn't you?
I did. He timed it correctly. Oh, shall I drive? Yes, I'll drive. Oh, that means you need to get out because you're in the passenger seat. Oh dear, this was the campsite we didn't pay for in advance.
Yeah, it's all right. I only did the 300 kilometres of driving before. It's not like we swapped 5 minutes before we got here, is it? You make it sound as though it's pre-planned. Only because you were eating chicken anyway.
That was what you bought me for my lunch.
So,
thank you.
How much was the campsite?
Well, it came out as £25 and sixpence on my card.
Very exact.
I think it's about €29. That includes electric hookup and includes the premium, and I'm assuming it's a premium for having dog.
Could
because
be a penalty.
they could be a penalty, but for having dog, because they did say electric hookup and dog.
Okay. I think electric hookup was €4, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't get it itemised.
I think it was €4 for the electric hookup. So if you don't need that, that's cool. And I think that's actually really quite good value when you compare it to a lot of the English campsites that we've stayed at recently. You know, you don't get much for 25 quid these days.
And this pitch is enormous. It's
a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Right,
Yeah,
well,
nice.
I think I'm going to be dispatched to take the dog for a walk around the park in the morning. Sarah thinks I should probably go and do a run around the park in the morning. Well,
No. You suggested the
we'll
run,
see.
and I said, well, I'm sure Roxy would quite enjoy that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But you might get a bit of a sneak peek around the park in the morning. You've seen it through the gate. You might get to see it a bit more in the morning. And then we're off to the Black Forest. Exciting. Good morning. We are on the move again. So Luxembourg done.
Bye-bye.
Very, very nice actually. We really enjoyed that campsite, and if we had another day, I think we'd have walked into Luxembourg today, wouldn't we? To have a look round. So fortunately, we only had one night, so we're on the move again. We are going to the Black Forest today, aren't we? Can you remember the name of the campsite?
No.
No? Okay. It's built into the nav, so we've got about 290 kilometres to do, and he reckons about 3 hours 15. We are on the Autobahn in Germany. Sarah's trying to hold her foot off the gas because it's always tempting to just basically see how fast the van can go when you're over here.
There was a lovely big Merc that came past us a few minutes ago and gave us a good old rock as it went past.
Yeah, do love coming to Germany. It just always makes you feel good, you know, when you see cars flying down the Autobahn.
Cars being driven how they were
should be,
intended
yes.
to be driven. Yeah.
So yeah, weather looks amazing again. Really looking forward to this drive and getting to this campsite. We've got 2 nights in the Black Forest, so a bit more time to set up and relax and really enjoy ourselves.
And hopefully Roxy can stretch her legs a bit more too.
Yes, and because the journey's a bit shorter today, going to break it up, bought some lunch from the supermarket, and give it another hour or so. We'll find an air or something to pull into, have a bit of lunch, let the dog stretch her legs, and then do the final bit. So we'll see you at the campsite. Well, we've made it. Here we are in the middle of the Black Forest, camping Kruishof. So this is quite a special site, I have to say. I know I say that about every single one, but you wait and see what's right next to this campsite. So this is the main entrance to the campsite here, and right next to it here is a brewery. Yes, so there is a authentic German beer factory here, straight on the site, open during the week and not on Sundays, so just worth bearing that in mind. But as you come down here, it opens out and you can see all the brewing stuff in there. But as we walk down the site here, you check in on the right hand side here. And we didn't really know what we were looking for in the Black Forest in terms of campsite. We just kind of looked for an area where we wanted to be and stumbled across this place. So we did book it before we came. You can see all of the big pallet loads of beer ready to go out. Look, now as well as the brewery run pub at the top and bar at the top, there is this Kruishof bar down at the bottom here. So great facilities on this site. So as you see there, Gasthaus Kruishof. Just give you a bit of a sample of the menu if you can see it. Usual kind of things that you'd expect in the Black Forest. So there's lots of schnitzel, there's lots of kind of meat platters, those kind of things, some fish and other bits on there. There's also a really well stocked little shop here. I say little, it's really quite sizable. You get all of your souvenirs and other bits and pieces in there as well. So they do lots of branded glasses and a load of food and other bits and pieces as well. Fresh bread you can order for the morning. We'll have a bit more of a look around that tomorrow morning. On a bit of a time schedule today, and I'll explain why in a second. But as I spin around here on the site, you can see it's a bit of a mixture really. So you've got little kind of log barrels that you can stay in. There's some fixed pitches here which people have obviously got their caravans on with fixed awnings and things. You've got tourers as well. But it has got some amazing facilities. This block in front of us here is an indoor swimming pool. Now they're just finishing off some of the new shower facilities and those kind of things. They also have a sauna here too that you can book and pay for, and a massage room that you can book massages as well. So a lovely set of facilities, really nicely laid out as well. You can see just down at the back there's a very common sight in Europe, a road surfer Grand 600. They're very popular here. And if I spin round, you'll be able to see where we are. Let's go and have a look at our pitch. So this is our pitch here. The way that they do electric hookup here is you pay 90 cents per kilowatt that you use. So you take a picture of the meter once you first plug it in, and then when you check out, you just pay for what you use basically. We're going to have a go and see whether we need to use it or not. So we haven't plugged it in yet. Got a fantastic blue sky day today, so hopefully the solar will charge the van up while we're out exploring around, and then we won't even need to use any hookup, hopefully. Sarah was disappearing out of shot, I'm not sure why, but it's obviously just sorting her hair out, ready to go. And I'll now explain to you why we can't have a look in the shop today. So we can't have a look in the shop today because we're on a bit of a time schedule. When you check in here, you get a couple of tickets which give you access to all of the buses, trams and trains and that kind of thing around this local area. And there's a lake which are called seas in Germany, called the Titisee. And the Titisee is about 8-9 kilometers away, and there's a bus which goes straight outside the campsite here down to Titisee Neustadt station, which isn't quite at the lake, and then we have to get a little tiny train out to Titisee itself, which is right on the edge of the lake. It's where all of the nice hotels are down there. Looks like it's got a nice little promenade at the front and things. Should be good for a bit of lunch, maybe a boat ride, and it's now 9:15. The bus goes at 10 o'clock. We need to sort out a bag for the dog because the dog's coming with us. Hopefully going to be able to go on that public transport, no problem. And yeah, we just need to get ourselves together. Need to make sure to get some sun cream today because honestly yesterday it was absolutely incredible weather, and hoping for the same again today. But yeah, really looking forward to going to the Titisee. This is a lakes tour holiday for us, so while we're here, might as well see what a German one's like, haven't we? So we're just walking down this little back road down towards the bus stop and stumbled across this. So this here is like a crossroads for all the local cycle paths. So if you've got your mountain bikes with you, we've seen loads of e-bikes and stuff already, loads of people exploring, loads of routes away from this campsite to go into the Black Forest exploring on your bikes. It looks absolutely incredible. Some of the scenery up here with all the trees, definitely worth exploring if you've got your bikes with you. You look a little out of breath.
Yes, forgot to pick up the dog's muzzle out of the van.
Ah.
Don't know whether we need it or not, but you never know. So last thing we need is a bus driver saying, no muzzle.
The crazed beast.
Because we'd miss another hour. It's only one bus an hour.
Still, 5 minutes or so. Hopefully the bus will be here on time. German efficiency, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Roxy, no muzzle for you. Well, this doesn't look like a train.
So we did a bit of Googling and we spoke to the lady assistant that was via video at the train station, and we'd have waited half an hour for the train. And we saw there was a bit of a bus that we could get, so we're on the bus. So we've arrived in Titisee. We're at the Bahnhof, which is the train station. Bizarrely, we arrived on a bus. Now, I've seen that we can go off and do a walk kind of around here to the ice lake, down this way. And also you can get a boat from about here, I think it is, which just does a nice tour around the lake.
Where are we?
There, I presume. So, not far.
I think then we need to go down to the lake and have a look, don't we?
See what we can see.
See what we can see. Maybe get a coffee from somewhere, and then go and give the dog a walk.
Definitely.
This is my idea of a morning look. Cappuccino with a view. Right, we've had a bit of a break, had a nice coffee, so it's time for a dog walk. Now Sarah's got a list of instructions or directions of how to do this. I think it's only a couple of kilometres or so into the forest, just where she was showing you on the map earlier. So let's go and see if we can find it. What Sarah didn't tell me was that this isn't just a forest walk, it's a lakeside walk as well, or a seaside walk. So yeah, we just heading through where they've got a Lido here, straight to the front, and you can walk around the front of the Titisee, round to the little village again. Well, that is Titisee done, I think, isn't it?
I think so.
From our perspective, anyway.
In the time that we have.
Yeah, so we're going to try and get the train back. We've just figured out, I think, that it goes from platform 1. We'll see. It might go in the wrong direction, but yeah, well, you know.
See what happens.
So we'll see what happens, and we'll see how Roxy gets on. Well, I think we managed to get on the right train.
Just.
Yes, very helpful German couple basically told us to get in the front half of the train because it splits,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't have got to where we were going.
No, we'd have gone the other way.
Yeah, so we had to run to open the door before the train disappeared. Managed to get there in the end. So as our last night here begins, we thought we would try beer from over there in our glasses over here, and very good it is too.
Feeling a little underdressed. It's very lovely in here.
Look at this. This is very nice, isn't
Beautiful.
it? Yeah, the beer was so good we thought we were going to have a meal. Why not?
Why not? Wow.
I don't think I realised quite how big their portions were going to be. But that was absolutely incredible. Chili cheese schnitzel and a mountain of fries. I mean, honestly, that really was great. If you come to this campsite, please try to check out this restaurant here on site. It was absolutely amazing. The taste and the food, incredible. Well, our time in the Black Forest is coming to an end.
It is. I think Roxy's ready for it to come to an end. She's crackered.
She does seem very tired today. So this campsite then, this was €78 for 2 nights, which actually not too bad value really.
No.
Hookup is on top of that, and as I said earlier on in the video, 90 cents per kilowatt that you use of electric hookup. We haven't plugged the van in at all while we've been here. We've got some solar on the roof and stuff, and it's been reasonably sunny, hasn't it? So it's been all right. So we've not needed to use that. Obviously they've got all the normal facilities here for servicing your van if you need to fill it with water or empty your toilet and grey waste and all that kind of stuff. You can do all of that here. And I think actually, what a lovely site.
It is.
It's a really good location. And I tell you what, that travel pass thing that we talked about just as we were heading out, that has made a big difference, hasn't it? It's almost like they know that all of the different attractions and stuff over the Black Forest are spread out quite a bit, and you're going to need to use public transport to get around, because giving you one of those passes when you come in, allowing you to use any of the trains, trams, buses, all that kind of stuff, it's really, really great. And I think they were linked to the tourist tax, weren't they?
So there's a small bit of tourist tax that goes on top of your camping stay or hotel or whatever you decide to do. Anywhere between, I think it's something like €1.20 and about three or four euros, something like that, depending on where you're staying, what type of accommodation and things it is. And that gives you then one of those passes for free. Now, I bet some of the locals would quite like to have one of those passes, actually, just entitling them to free transport around the area for a couple of euros a day. It's a bargain.
It's just been fantastic today. The train, when we came back, obviously it was only between, where were we? Titisee and Newstead.
Can't quite say that correctly.
It was only 6 minutes on the train, but it was so quiet, as in, audibly quiet, busy train, but it's just like the buses and the trains, they're really good quality over here. They don't squeak or rattle or bang or crash like they do in the UK. It was just super quiet. And
there's a noticeable lack of potholes, I think, as well. So that's probably one of the other reasons why the bus isn't banging and crashing down the road.
And you're not allowed to use your mobile phones on them either, which means you've got no one standing there listening, playing to music, like without headphones or anything, being obnoxious.
No food, no drink, no music.
You can use your phone to look at stuff, but actually just normal people talking. And it was school time when we came home as well, full of school kids on the bus, wasn't it? And no problem whatsoever.
All very much respecting that rule, which was nice to see.
It's really nice, really, really good. So tomorrow we are off to Switzerland, aren't we?
We are.
Just for one night as we make our way down to Lake Garda. I think the weather forecast for tomorrow is not so great, so it might be raining when we get to Switzerland.
Might not be seeing that particular site at its absolute best, but you never know.
I'll still get the raincoat on. I'm not going to be deterred. I'll get out there. I'll do whatever I can to show you where we're staying. We
have waterproof shoes, waterproof coats, towels. We've come basically prepared for pretty much anything.
We haven't bought any wellies.
The weather can throw at us, bar wellies. I'm hoping it's not going to be quite that bad.
But if you're in the Black Forest area, check out this campsite. You've seen how good the food is and stuff. You've seen all the different sites that we've seen from this campsite here. Great facility. Onward to Switzerland. Hello.
So, we are en route down to Italy.
We are. After a great stay in the Black Forest, we're now on the move again, and we're about halfway, aren't we, I'd say?
Just over, I think.
Yeah. Now we are staying. We've just had some lunch near the
bottom of the
Vierwald
Schlatter Sea. It's a big lake. Lucerne is right on the west, and then it kind of goes in a sort of upside down U shape, and we're right at the bottom of that.
And where are we? We are in Fluen. And it's very pretty, isn't it? Very, very pretty indeed. Anyway, we've got to get through the Gotthard Tunnel. The pass over the top is closed at the moment. I'm not sure we'd do that anyway, because going down big passes in a heavy van like this, bit heavy on the brakes and stuff, just it's hard work. So actually through the tunnel makes sense. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the queue for the Gotthard Tunnel isn't going to be too bad today, but it's a real long one. So watch out for that a little bit later on as we get on the move again. And we are going to a place called Camping Monte Generoso.
Which I think is technically still in Switzerland. It's just very, very close to the Italian border.
It is in Switzerland, and it is at Lake Lugano.
Oh, lovely.
So hopefully should be really pretty. It's on one of the little legs of Lake Lugano. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
We can hope that the sun will still be shining when we get there.
Yeah, it's meant to be raining later, but it's not now. So that's
might be
the main
taking
thing.
the good weather with us.
Let's hope so. this is a view by the lake, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's really, really good, actually.
The peace occasionally being shattered by a Border Collie with a grudge against ducks.
Well, doesn't matter though, does it, when you've got good food, incredible view, because it really is just straight outside the door. I think these pitches are a little bit more expensive, aren't they? But I think it's worth it.
A little bit. Well, I don't know how much a basic pitch was, but I think this is the most expensive campsite of the entire trip.
How much?
65 Swiss francs, which is basically £65, and that's without electric.
Oh, yeah, that is a lot of money. We're only staying one night. Now, apparently there is a section here on the lakefront where dogs are allowed to go in the lake. It's not directly in front of the van. That's got a kind of cordoned off area, so it's for swimming for people who are staying here without dogs. But let's have a wander down the end and see if we can find the bit where Roxy can get her toes wet.
That's very deep.
So welcome and good morning from Lake Lugano and the Monte Generoso campsite. This is a beautiful campsite right next to the lake here. I'm going to take you for a bit of a tour around and I'll tell you a bit about what Monte Generoso is. So I'm just at the front of the campsite here where we came in yesterday, and let's have a wander down. So Monte Generoso is a mountain, and it's actually a little collection of things as well. There's a 360-degree viewing platform up there with a cogwheel train that goes up. Got this campsite at the bottom. They do bike hire and those kind of things. But let me show you this campsite where we're staying. So this is part of that kind of little tourist attraction. So here's the campsite. We are staying on pitch 60 here. And as you saw yesterday, bit of dog action down here, where there's a little slipway where dogs are allowed into the lake. Swimming area here. I saw a lady getting in this morning, and she looked a little bit cold, I must admit. But it's really a great campsite. So we've got this reception area here. We've ordered some breakfast croissants and that kind of thing. Had a couple of beers from there last night. Got a fridge with loads of bits and pieces in, which is always really good. And then as we wander down the site here, loads of outdoor seating and stuff, as you'd imagine. It is, where are we, the 14th of May, so it's not really peak season yet. You can see there's loads of free pitches here at the moment, so not really a problem this early on in the season getting a pitch, but do check if you're coming here later on in the season. I'm sure it's going to be super busy. So let's just have a bit of a look at this site then. So you've got lots of pitches which are permanent pitches that people are renting, and then all of these where you can see the grassy areas, they are all touring pitches. If I scroll around, you can see where our van is down at the front there. And I have to say, if you are here, if you can stretch to it, it's definitely worth having one of those front-facing pitches to the lake. And as you can see, as I scroll around here, you've got more touring pitches and then lots more statics. So in terms of the toilet block and facilities, you've got outdoor showers. That's your wash-up area in here for all your pots and pans and that kind of thing. As you'd imagine, just kind of normal stainless sinks and hot and cold water and all that kind of stuff. Around here you've got all your recycling, and at the top of the block here you've got shower block. These are individual showers here on the right hand side, chemical disposal there, and in here on the left hand side is where the toilets are. You do get little tokens when you check in for your showers. It's 6 minutes on the shower. The token is extremely small, so don't lose it. I put them in my back pocket and then had a mild panic that I'd lost them. But you know, I didn't. You could probably sit at the top there as well. There's a bar area. When we arrived yesterday, it was a Tuesday, and unfortunately the little restaurant there was closed for the day. We had food with the van anyway, so that wasn't really a problem. Lots of children's play equipment and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, all set off with these incredible mountain ranges in the background. Obviously There's like a waterfall there just poking its way in. The electric hookup here is optional. We decided not to have it. We're only staying here one night just on our way down to Lake Garda. Yeah, well, you can obviously choose whether you want it or not. It wasn't a problem for us. But then this is what this campsite is really about. Lovely fixed benches down at the front here as well. Roxy's obviously just chilling in front of the van, although she's been watching ducks. And this is what this pitch is really about. Being able to open the side door in the morning and see the lake. Look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely stunning? Just straight outside your van door. Now, we didn't put the awning out last night because we had some torrential rain last night, and I mean torrential. It was absolutely beating down, hence why the van's wet. But this morning, the clouds are lifting. Looks like it's going to be another beautiful day here. So I wonder whether Sarah's being good. Look, she's doing some housekeeping. That's good. And
Lots of dog hair.
oh,
Breakfast
from the shop at the top of the campsite. Okay. Oh.
Will's gone something croissant marmalade.
Croissant marmalade.
I've gone
Marmalata.
pain au chocolat.
French, Italian.
Swiss.
Here we go. Well, it was very nice. You're still munching away. We've just had a look at how much the price is to go up to the Monte Generoso and the cogwheel train, haven't we? This is going to be a good clip, isn't it? You with your mouthful. 72 Swiss francs each return.
And if you're wondering what the translation is, it's about 1 to 1 pounds to Swiss francs.
Plus 9 for the dog.
Oh,
So
expensive hund.
for a throwaway kind of, should we try and fit that in?
Maybe not.
Probably not, because we'll be rushing and it would be really annoying. If it's good up there, we want to stay there longer, and we do have to move on and get to our next campsite, don't we? Yeah. So, a bit of a shame. However, this campsite, as you've seen as I've done the walk around the site and everything, it's all about the lake and all about that view. Really, really great campsite. The showers and stuff here, nice hot showers. You think one of the best?
Beautiful. So you get a token. 6 minutes is the shower. Will went into one of the ones that wasn't in the main block. I think you said it took about a minute for the hot to come through, so you lost a minute.
I had a 5-minute shower. Yeah, which is fine.
I went into the main block and it was hot right from the moment that token went in, and that was a stunning shower.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely stunning.
That's all right then. Yeah, I think this has to be one of the most scenic pitches we've ever had anywhere.
Yeah, so far. I mean, even Lake Como last year was pretty epic, wasn't it? Although we weren't at the front, so I think this definitely goes down as the most scenic view from the door yet. The only downside, ducks floating past.
Yeah.
And we have a Border Collie who quite likes watching things floating past and then getting a little stressed about the fact that she can't control it floating past. But
hey ho.
Hey ho.
So only a couple of hours drive, I think, today, isn't it? Yeah, hopefully good weather when we get there. It's not forecast to rain, so
Fingers crossed.
On with the trip. Well, welcome to Lake Garda. This has to be one of the most spectacular campsites that we've stayed on yet. We're about to go exploring today down to Garda itself on a ferry. and we'll give you a good tour around this campsite in due course, but it's suffice to say it's like staying at a resort. So you've got a lovely swimming pool, restaurant, bar, obviously that view, wow. But today we're going off exploring. You know, one of the best things about staying in Italy is that coffee is cheap and it's fantastic. Cappuccino on the campsite, €2.50. So as you can see, just in the distance, that's Brescia. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. And all of this kind of stony beach area down here, when we walked down yesterday, was absolutely packed with people. And it's only early this morning, it's only about 10:30, so things are only just starting to wake up here. But you can hire pedalos and kind of stand-up paddle boards and all that kind of stuff down here. Really popular area, and loads of activities, loads of little bars everywhere, little ice cream places and stuff. So just this walk alone, nice and flat, bit of shade from the trees when you need it, but really lovely walk down into the centre. So we're just right at the start of Brescia now. We're going to head down where those people are walking on the left hand side, down to that Lake Garda office, because I think that's where you buy the tickets for the boat. Now I don't know if we're quite in the right place to get the boat or not, but I'm sure they'll tell us if we're not. So let's head down there and have a look. Well, we've seen a timetable which looks good, and looking at this, 11:20 is the one. I think we stand a chance of actually making this.
Hopefully.
Tickets purchased?
Tickets purchased.
Excellent.
I think we've paid for Hund. Not that she's called a Hund here, I think she's called Canny.
Ah.
She seems quite content.
That's good. She does well. She's in the shade for a start.
Yeah.
That definitely helps. Okay, well that's good. How much is this? €51.
51, which is a return to Garda.
With dog.
With dog. Lady looked at dog and went, as in, I think that dog is big.
I think there's a 50cm limit, isn't there?
To the withers.
To the withers.
I think she's borderline.
So do we have technically a large dog?
I think we've technically got medium stroke large dog, yes.
Okay.
And compared to the vast majority of dogs that we've seen here, she is quite big. Most of them are
Chihuahuas.
smaller dogs that can be put in baskets on the front of push bikes.
Well, this is alright, isn't it?
Nice. Breezy.
Bit of breeze, bit of shade. It's all good. So apparently one of the nice things to do is to have a stroll down by the Lido and to the beach area, which I think if you get off the boat and turn left along the front, that's where we're walking along now, and then if you want shops and all that kind of stuff, you turn right. So because Roxy seems to really enjoy having a paddle, we're going to go and head to the beach area first, see whether she can dip her toes in the water. And this will be Garda Beach then. So let's have a look the other way then. Time for a bit of lunch with a view, I think. Right on the front end, it's very nice. And I don't know about you, but I'm fancying bruschetta today.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Something similar.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anyone ever tells you that Italy's expensive, don't listen to them. We're in Garda, it's May, the sun is out. This ice cream, £1.69. Amazing. Well, our time here in Garda has come to an end.
And it's raining,
It's
just a little.
Just spitting a little. And we've just wandered back round and the boat has just arrived. Ciao. Well, it's another glorious morning here at Lake Garda, so I thought I would come and give you a quick tour of the campsite this morning. So this is the entrance here to Camping Bergamini and Prascheria in Lake Garda. So we're right at the bottom of Lake Garda, and yeah, this campsite, it's got the wow factor when you first come in, I have to say, because this is more like a kind of resort type campsite. You've got a swimming pool, you've got bar facilities, all of that kind of thing. Let's go and take a quick look round. So coming into the site here, on the right hand side, you've got a shop area, so all of your kind of normal essentials that you'd want. So you've got a fridge with some milk and cheeses and fresh meats and butter and all those kind of things, ice on hand, basic essentials, sun lotion, all that kind of thing, a little bit of wine and soft drinks and those kind of things, not a huge amount. A bit of Camping Bergamini merch, I'm sure Sarah will be in there later. And then at the bottom here we've got fresh gelato, the cafe and bar, which is looking spectacular. And then out here you've got kind of an indoor seating area, so if it's raining you've still got somewhere to sit. And then of course the great beautiful outdoors where you can sit and have your cappuccino overlooking the lake. So while we're next to the cafe, let's talk about this pool. Now it's a little bit early, this opens from 10 till 6 every day, and you basically got an infinity pool on the right hand side there, and then a bit of a kind of paddling pool. It's just a wallowing around kind of pool. You're not going to be doing lengths in here, but who needs to do that kind of work when you're here with that kind of view? So Lake Garda straight in front of you when you're in the infinity pool. Loads of sun loungers. It's mid-May. There's always been free sun loungers when we've been here, and it's so super clean everywhere as well. You might be able to spot our van just in the distance there by the tree. So we've got a lakeside pitch here on this campsite again. We thought that'd be a nice thing to do, so you can open your door and get a view of the lake and everything. It is nice, but I'm going to talk to you in a minute about what happened last night, and it might change your mind, but we'll come to that when I go and see Sarah in a second. Right, let's carry on with the tour then. So, just walking back down by the shop and everything at the front here, beautiful trees and really well established site this. Loads of seating everywhere. You've got the reception and check-in building, which is just here. So you've got loads of information, leaflets and all that kind of stuff. They do bike hire and e-bike hire and all that kind of thing here as well. It is a family-friendly site, so obviously kiddies play area and all that kind of thing. EV chargers on site as well if you need them. If you've towed a caravan down here with an EV or anything like that, or you've driven down in an EV. And then the changing and toilet facilities are just down here on the left. So big facilities block here. It's been split into kind of family changing, men's changing, women's changing, and they've also got lots of decent wash-up facilities and all those kind of things. So let's just nip down the back here and have a quick look. Now, if I'm not mistaken, just keep going, keep going, keep going. I think this is the wash-up. Yes, it is. So this is where you've got all your wash-up facilities. So they've got soap and all that kind of stuff, dead easy to hand. Nice big sinks, easy to wash up. You've got free filtered water here on tap as well, very nice. And there's a few more things as well. Never seen a coin-operated dishwasher before. Yes, if you're feeling super lazy, get yourself all over that. And then this is your laundry area. So tumble dryer, washing machines, etc. They've got an iron and everything set up here for you. Decent sinks here if you want to do a bit of laundry, which is very good. And we've paid extra this time to have a private bathroom, which is that one there, number 1. And what that means is you get a key and then no one else goes in there for the entire time of your stay. So we've left all of our shower gel and all that kind of stuff in there. It's a toilet, sink, shower. I'll show you that a bit later on. I can't remember exactly how much that was, but it did add quite a bit to our stay. I'm not sure we'd do it again, if I'm honest. The other facilities look so good here, I don't know whether I'd bother. Dog shower. Isn't that nice? Perfect. And then finally, just at the back here, very back of the site, you've got individual chalets and things that you can rent as well. But this is the motorhome waste point here. So you've got draining for your motorhome and obviously toilet disposal and stuff at the back there as well. On our pitch, there is also water and electric on the pitch, so you don't need to worry about moving the van to fill it up with water or anything like that. We're collecting our grey water in the van. Obviously don't want that soaking away, so we'll go, when we leave, we'll go and drop that off just at the top there before we go. Now you can see on the left hand side you've got these touring pitches, lots of motorhomes here. Haven't seen another English one here though, I have to say, so get yourself down here and show them that we don't mind a long drive. But yeah, lots of vans, lots of motorhomes, and we're just heading back down to the pool, which is straight in front of us. So let's go and have a look at our pitch then. Right then, so with the other side of the pool now, you saw where our van was earlier on, straight in front of us there. Lakeside pitch. They've only got 4 of these. So you can see we've got Sven, next door neighbours, there's a road surfer California Grand, and there's one more pitch at the end. So we've got this one here next to a tree. There is some steps here though, which does make this very handy, because these steps here just go round the bottom of the pool and then up to where the bar is there, and that is really handy little shortcut. And also just at the bottom here, those sun loungers there is a My Dog Relax zone, which basically that means that dogs aren't allowed around the edge of the pool because they don't want them in the pool. But actually, if you want to be in the pool and you want to be able to see your dog, put your dog down there. Very handy. So here we go then. This is our pitch. These are strictly 6 metre long pitches only. Definitely no more than that because they are quite tight. And then if I come round, you can see what we get. So, got our chairs and everything out here. Definitely worth bringing a mat of some kind if you're coming. This is kind of a sandy, muddy kind of area, a bit rocky. We should probably have a bigger mat than the one that we've got here, but that's what we've brought, so that's what we're using. And yeah, just gives you a nice little private area. Obviously got railings at the front here and everything. We've tied Roxy up out the front here, put a mat on the floor. We've had a washing line out. And then you get this incredible view in the morning. And you just can't help but soak that in. So sunrise directly in front of this pitch in the morning. It's east facing, and then the sun goes around the back of the van and sets on the other side. But yeah, just soak in that view. So that's our van on the pitch. Good size really, considering loads of space in front. Now, let's talk about what happened last night.
Forward.
Right, let's see if Sarah's up. She is. Right.
Good morning.
So I've just been telling everybody how good the pitch here at the front of the lake is.
Yes.
But
It has its downsides.
It has a downside, doesn't it? So say what happened last night then.
So there'd been some thunder and thunder and lightning happening, probably since about 4 o'clock-ish, something like that, when we first caught the ferry back from Garda. And the weather forecast said winds of about 7 or 8 miles an hour, light rain, thunder and lightning, and a very annoyed dog. And so, yeah, Will went and took Roxy out about 10 o'clock-ish, something like that, and said, there's some people who have rolled their awnings away, but, it's just a little breezy out there. And we went to bed, and then the van started rocking around, as obviously the wind was getting the awning. Then it chucked it down with rain, and then the van started rocking around even more. And Will leapt out of bed, a little worried about the awning, and opened the blind and was like, "Oh my God, that's moving around a heck of a lot." So we hastily got dressed, put on some coats, and then spent probably the best part of about 3.5 hours holding the awning down.
Yeah.
As it was being. Well, there was one particular moment during that storm where the pool cover on the swimming pool over there was nearly taken off.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit scary. And the awning, we needed to put more peggy pegs into the ground, because one of the feet actually started to come up out of the ground, which was a little terrifying too. Never been quite so cold in my life, I don't think, standing out there in whatever force gale that was, blowing a gale. But
it was quite something, wasn't it? And obviously this morning it's perfectly still.
Of course it is. Why would it be anything else?
Yeah, and I just have no idea how you'd put that awning away in that kind of wind. It was just not possible, because it's too high to reach when it's wound to the top, so you can't put the legs away.
Yeah, you'd have needed some kind of a platform to stand on. You would. Or for a couple of people to stand on, and you probably need 3 or 4 people to actually do it, to try and hold on to it in that kind of wind. But it was, even at the points where it sort of went down, the wind, it was like 10-15 seconds, and then poof, you got
straight
the next.
Back again. You didn't have long enough.
No. So
still, never mind. Does
no damage
show
done.
That even when you feel like you know what you're doing camping, it still catches you unawares. And I have to say, the only forecast which said that the wind was going to be like that was the Italian Air Force forecast or something like that, which did have a moderate warning for wind. Moderate.
Well, but to be fair...
And it probably was moderate.
I walked back further into the campsite to just see if there was anybody around who could help us to try and put the awning away, and there was no wind. Back there.
No, they were all asleep.
If you were at
the put their awnings away.
Well, if you were but there wasn't any wind anyway.
No.
If you were at the back of the swimming pool, nothing.
Lesson learnt. Awnings going away. It's not coming out again.
So I'm putting this down to the Italian lakes either are trying to damage our van, or we want to damage our van at the Italian lake. So after last year at Como, when we almost flooded the van because we left windows open, roof lights open, when it was going to chuck it down with rain, and we didn't realise quite how much it was going to chuck it down with rain, and this time the awning. So we've got form. We do.
And I think this one, because I've been having to do this for the entire time that Sarah's been talking, this one is ready for a bit of a morning wander outside the van. Okay, well, I've got my cappuccino, so let's have a look at this pool now. They've taken all the covers off. So there you are then. Beautiful infinity pool. With such a stunning view. Beautiful morning here. You wouldn't believe that storm came in last night. Your Roxy's looking king of the hill at the top there. Seems to have a bit of an obsession with ducks on this holiday. So the plan for today is that we're going to go to Verona, and there's a bus which is just on the top road just near the campsite. So we're going to give that a go and see how we get on. Well, a nice successful trip round, I think, beautiful Verona, and we're back on the bus with the dog, and it's a single bus, not a bendy bus this time, so hopefully a bit of a smoother ride on the way back. Well, it's our final day here, or full day here at Lake Garda. Sun's come out to play today. Look at that view behind us. It's absolutely stunning. That water is so turquoise, incredible. We had a great plan for today, didn't we?
We did.
So we thought we'd get the bus down, so east to west on the bottom part of Lake Garda, to go to one of the local markets, which is on a Sunday, which is very nice.
Sounded all lovely. Desenzano, I think it was.
Yeah. We thought, yeah, that'll be nice.
Yep.
Bus was a bit late, but they tend to be here, so that was okay. Got on the bus. Things started to look a bit odd because there's starting to be a lot of road closures and things.
Yeah.
And then we realised...
And motorbikes everywhere.
Yeah, and cyclists. And then we realised it's the annual Garda Air Show today on Sunday the 18th of May. So we've been treated to an air show. The problem is, the dog...
We have a very sensitive Border Collie.
Doesn't like the air show.
No,
Quite the
ear-splitting
opposite.
jets.
I mean, we're talking like proper flyby from the military jets.
I think my ears are still ringing now, to be honest.
I have never heard a noise like it, to be honest. And the dog was absolutely terrified. So we're trying our best to kind of shield the dog's ears from it, kind of hold her. Obviously, we haven't got earplugs because we weren't expecting to go to an air show. And then after that, we spent, an hour trying to get away from the front, up in towards the station, because we thought we'd get the train back, because it might be quicker. Can't take the dog on the train today. No doubt, because there's just thousands of people everywhere. So ended up getting a €45 taxi back to the campsite.
To try and calm the poor dog down. And she's
at least they took the dog.
They did.
It was very nice, cool taxi and everything, nice big taxi. So thank you to the taxi driver for bringing us back safely, even though there was 2 near misses on the way back anyway. Not from
his
him,
fault.
Not from him, but from other scooter riders.
Crazy cyclists and suitors.
Crazy. So we're back at the campsite. We're going to have a bit of lunch here at the campsite because we've not actually been here at a lunchtime yet to see what the menu's like in the on-site bar, so that's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And I think a lazy afternoon, maybe a beer or two, and finally we might get in the pool, because we haven't done that yet either.
Dip in the pool.
And it's our last chance.
And let poor Roxy decompress and get some sleep and chill out a bit. She's giving me evil looks at the moment.
She is, although I do have to try and persuade you to get in the lake.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the lake. You've not been in the lake.
Cold.
It's not cold. It's lovely out there. 24 degrees today.
Yeah. Not in the lake, I don't think it is.
Yeah, but at least we're enjoying our last day. That's the main thing. And tomorrow we are off to...
Lake Annecy.
Lake Annecy. And we're staying in... Annecy.
Camping Annecy.
Annecy.
I don't know what it's called. We're staying in Annecy.
It's the municipal campsite in Annecy.
Yes.
So it's going to be a little bit different to this. I'm not expecting a infinity pool.
No, unlikely.
Think it might be a bit more rough and ready, but let's wait and see. Yeah. Bit of a drive tomorrow though, 5 hours.
Long one.
It's it's one of the longest chunks of driving that we've got on the trip. But that's fine, get this bit done. And we have got another first tomorrow, haven't we? Because we're going through the Mont Blanc tunnel.
Yes.
Yes, and that's an expensive one. So not looking forward to that bill. But it's much more direct going through the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'm on the rest of the day.
Lunch.
Go get some lunch. Sarah thought she'd have a little meat and cheese plate for lunch. That is an entire ball of mozzarella, which there's no way she's going to finish that.
I'm wondering if they do dog.
And mine, look at this. I asked for a club sandwich. This is absolutely ridiculous. And in that bag there
is bread.
Is an entire thing of bread. Oh my word. Go on then, see how much you can devour of that. dare you join us on our way to Annecy. We're still in Italy at the moment. We've just gone past Milan and we're going west up towards the tunnel which goes through the Alps for the Mont Blanc. So, and then obviously out the other side we'll be at Annecy. So we thought we would show you en route, because we've just stopped for a bit of lunch, we thought we'd show you what an Italian services looks like. If you've not seen or been to one of these before, an auto grill might just be your best ever. It's motorway services stop for lunch. Just come inside with me and take a look at the kind of lunches they offer in here. It's quite spectacular. So what do you think to that little lot then? Really quite amazing food just for a motorway services. And obviously a little cafe bar and things. Coffee, €1.90 for a cappuccino in a small. Can't argue with that, can you? Right, I've been in, I've purchased a few bits for our friends. So we've got some pesto and some biscotti.
Oh, nice.
You see, she wants that now.
Lucky people.
Yeah. Well, we're about halfway to Annecy and we've swapped over. Sarah's going to do the second half, so 235 kilometres to go today. Reckons we'll be there about 3:45, which is quite a nice time to arrive at a campsite, really. Enough time in the daylight to get set up and everything, have a bit of a wander around, figure out what we're going to do for dinner and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully if the roads stay like they are doing at the moment, it's going to be very, very easy motoring, because there is nothing on this particular road. I suspect that might not carry on though as we start to get towards the Mont Blanc tunnel, because that's one of the only few routes across the Alps going north to south and south to north. So let's hope it doesn't get too sticky there later on, but for now, really clear roads. So we've stopped just before we go through the Mont Blanc tunnel. Dog was complaining she needed a wee, so fair enough. And yeah, just behind the van, right there, is the Mont Blanc mountain. So let's see what this tunnel's like. We've never been through this before. It costs a small fortune. We'll let you know as soon as we've paid. But it's meant to be pretty spectacular, just cutting straight through the Mont Blanc mountain. €73.80 in euros for that. proper day here in Annecy, and it's really raining today. So, bus down into town. Now that sounds not quite right because it's down. You should be able to walk down, but honestly, it's chucking it down. We're going to get soaked. So, bus down into town, and we bought a return ticket with the app. So, hopefully, this is going to work on the way back up again, whenever that is later.
So, just for interest on the app, it's €2.80 for a return, 2 tickets, compared to buying it for €2 each way on the app. So, quite substantially cheaper. You just validate it with a QR code when you get on the bus.
Yeah, definitely worth you registering in the app to do this. The Sibra app, if you're here. The bus stop is straight outside the campsite as well, which is good. And then down in town, it's right in the centre, so you can get off wherever you like for that return ticket price. And nice and quick too. It does go around quite a few corners though, hence we're hanging on. But really decent bus service from that campsite. It really needs it because that campsite is high. So we've got off. We're opposite Hotel de Ville.
At Hotel de Ville.
At Hotel de Ville. Is that the
hotel behind us?
Hotel there. So that is for the bus stop here in the centre of Annecy. I've seen that there's a cafe over the other side called
Cafe Columbus.
And
if you want to get the bus back to the campsite, that's where the bus stop is to go back to the campsite.
Yes, and there looks like a really good burrito shop there as well, but not really French. I'm going to go and get a coffee from Cafe Columbus because it looks quite nice, and then let's get exploring.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to have a wander down into the historic centre, I think. See some lovely old buildings, and generally just have a bit of a wander round in the rain, obviously. I do want to have a bit of a wander around the edge of the lake and things though, because obviously Annecy, on Lake Annecy, right on a beautiful lake at the front, and I can't wait to have a good look around that too. So how's Annecy treating you so far?
It's really pleasant, a bit damp. It can't help that though, can it?
No.
It's just the look of the draw.
Like every
Pretty.
corner you go around though, it feels very pretty, doesn't it? And so much to see.
Beautiful old buildings. Doing really well, Rox. You are. Yeah. Even with the cheese smell.
Oh. How's the hot raclette? Oh yes. So this is where we came to yesterday, isn't it? Just for a quick drink before getting the bus back.
We walked down.
We did.
So we have done it once. It's exceedingly steep in places. You feel like you're going to fall over because they've made the path out of gravel. Would you believe it? That's extremely steep. Out of all of the different materials to make you feel stable whilst you're walking down an exceedingly steep hill.
But this is what you're really met with if you come down, walk along the front and straight into the centre of Annecy. This is what you're met with, and it is quite spectacular. Lots of restaurants and bars and things down here. We had a quick drink in the restaurant just over to the right there in the shot. But it really is very, very pretty here. Right, so we're just heading just out of the centre now. That lovely historic centre, just walking down by the edge of the lake, and it's obviously where they moor up a load of the boats and things when we get to the front, just down the bottom there, I think we're going to get the most fantastic view of the lake. I just suspect the clouds might be covering the tops of the mountains a little bit, but hopefully we'll still get a really good idea of it. And as we come down to the edge of the lake here, look at that scenery. Isn't that absolutely incredible? And so still as well, not a ripple on that water today. Now I need to do some reading because there are no bars, no little cafes, nothing near the edge of the lake and all the park area, and it's almost as though there's like a bylaw or something here about sellers being able to just only sell in the town centre or something like that, because yeah, lovely and peaceful, and actually I don't mind it. I think that's a really nice thing to do. It makes it fantastic just to go and sit calmly by the lake, no music, nothing else, just nice and easy. Well, would you believe it, the sun has now come out, and obviously I've got no sunglasses, no hat, no sun cream for the bald spot. Changeable weather, eh? Good morning and welcome to Camping Belvedere here in Lake Annecy, and we are in Annecy itself. So if you're wanting the campsite which is as close to the historic centre pretty much as you can get, this is the one. Now it is up a bit of a hill. It's fair to say it's about 1.5 kilometres to get to the centre from here. So if you're looking to do that, just bear in mind it's quite a long way down. And obviously that means it's quite a long way back up. However, there is a bus stop which is literally just outside the campsite. Really, really decent bus service. Only €2.80 or something for a return if you buy it in the app, and really regular service as well. So definitely worth using that service. If you want to save your legs, definitely for the way back up at least. Let's have a bit of a tour of this campsite then. So when you come in, there's some big parking spaces if you're waiting to check in when you arrive. Security barrier at night and everything on the gate here, which is really reassuring. They give you all the codes and everything. This is the reception area here. You've got a games room and things here as well. Let me just show you in here. So in here, obviously TV, foosball table, nice bit of seating and things, bit of kids' kitchen and stuff, and a pool table, which is all really quite nice. A very clean and tidy, nice modern block. So when you come out of there, you're just straight up into the site. So on the left-hand side here, this is a toilet block facility. So you've got toilets, showers, disabled facilities in there as well. You've got some clothes washing, so laundry facilities in there too. All of the recycling and everything else is all just down at the front here too. You can see that. And then this is where the main part of the campsite is. So you can see quite well tree covered. So if you're thinking about having good solar when you're here and not having hookup, just bear in mind you're probably going to be underneath a tree. So not ideal for solar power if you're after that. But that said, really beautiful setting here. You can hear the birds, I'm sure. It does feel like you're set in a bit of nature, and you've got a big forest behind you as well with a load of hiking trails. So you're up in the hills. Covered seating here if you want to eat outside and things. You see some terracing behind this motorhome here. That's where the tent pitches are, and you can see lots of terracing up there. Obviously they come down and use this seating area too. So let's just have a bit more of a wander around the site. Water kind of not on your pitch, but it's very nearby. The pitches have got a hookup as well. It is optional, so if you want that, it's just over €6 per pitch. You can see our pitch here on the right hand side. There's our lovely Sven. You can see the kind of size of pitch. Definitely bring your levelling chocks with you. It's on a bit of a slope, so you're going to need them if you're going to want your van level. You can see our hookup point just next to it there, and obviously an awful lot of tree cover, which is lovely. Just up here, you've got another facilities block just up the top here. Toilet, showers, outdoor wash up and those kind of things in that one. Loads of car parking here for all the people who are using the tent pitches. And then you can see it's just basically a big loop. So that is the campsite. It's not, I wouldn't say it's particularly flash, but it's certainly a very, very good location for exploring Annecy. They do have this kind of combo pitch here as well. It's like a double one with a bit of a tree in the middle, which is if you're looking to come here with friends, you can book those two pitches together. It allows you to have your vans together and basically just share the experience. Now, the other thing they've got here as well is they've got outdoor barbecue facilities and stuff here too, which is very nice. Crazy golf at the back here. And if I just pause here for a second, it's quite difficult because it's a bit misty this morning, but straight through there you might be able to see the lake. So you do get lake view when you're here on some of the pitches. Only just though, only just. But that again, just because of the tree cover that there is here on the site. So that kind of gives you the tour really. Not much more to say about the campsite. It's very clean and a great location. Right then, the sun is out and today's mission is to do a 1 hour boat tour around the top half of the lake. We think we know where we're going. We think we found the boat. Let's see whether we can find our place on there. And it does say they can take dogs as well, so that's good. Right, we're all sorted. So what's that, 43 euros in total for a 1 hour boat tour, including dog. So, this is our boat. Well, we're on the boat, despite a bit of pushing and shoving.
So what is it about people's inability to queue on the continent? We got absolutely pushed and shoved around all over the place, and I had to shout at people that there's a dog down there. She was about to get trampled all over.
She was.
And it's not children or young people doing it, it's older people pushing and shoving. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But anyhow, we're on. Dog's recovered from the trauma.
She looks perfectly okay down there, and we've got a seat outside at the front. So if I just stand up here for a second, you can see we're right at the front of the boat, just about to set sail. So we're taking the 1 hour tour to the Grand Lac, so the Grand Lake tour. It's the top half of Annecy really, Lake Annecy. And we're just leaving Annecy now. So there we go then, that is the boat trip done. Quick couple of tips for you. If you're going to stand at the front or want a seat at the front, be right at the very front, because otherwise you're going to have a load of people standing up in front of you. And if you want a narrative in English, so a commentary as you go around in English, you can get it on your phone. You scan a QR code when you're on the boat. But obviously with the French commentary on the loudspeaker on the boat, you're going to need to take some AirPods or some headphones with you to be able to hear the English commentary, which you get on your phone, which we didn't. So we just had a nice hour-long trip round just looking at the sights really. So there's some top tips for you. Hope you enjoyed the boat ride. So our time here in Annecy is drawing to a close. It's the morning of Thursday, isn't it today? And that means we are on the move again. So what do we think to Annecy?
Lovely, very, very pretty. It's a good site in terms of its location, good campsite.
Yeah.
Particularly if you like hill walking.
Or trail running
Or
and
trail
those kind of things.
running and
Yeah,
that
very
kind of
famous
stuff.
area, this.
Yeah.
I think I'd read beforehand that it was kind of the French Venice,
Yes.
which I can kind of see. Obviously, lots of the river flows through the city quite a lot, and there's lots of bridges everywhere, and it feels a little bit like Venice. Not
Yeah.
quite the same.
Venice is a little more canals rather
Yeah.
ton rivers. I'm not entirely convinced I'd want to take a boat down some of these little rivers. They've got quite the flow.
There's some weirs and other things. And it got a bit of a sense of Bruges about it as well for
Yeah.
me. You can go around a corner and there's like a little side street and then a little square, and then it just seemed to go on and on and on. So yeah, it's really quite interesting. Good historical centre.
Yeah.
If you like shopping, the Galeries Lafayette area, there's a whole new development there. Easy walking distance from the centre, loads of designer gear and everything else if you want all of that stuff.
And the bonus is you can take dogs in there.
And you can take the dog into Galeries Lafayette.
I think that's probably my surprising thing. I'd read a fair few people kind of complaining about Annecy in this area not being particularly dog friendly. I think they probably mean more in terms of where they're allowed to swim in the lake. But we've not really had any problems at all. She's been allowed in all of the shops and cafes we've gone into. She's been allowed on the boat tour, albeit we had to pay for a ticket for her on the bus, but you didn't have to pay for a ticket.
We've never been into a shop yet that they've said no.
No.
All the restaurants and everything seem fine, don't they?
I mean, we haven't tried going into things like the Carrefour and the food shops with her.
No.
That's always felt a bit inappropriate, but and you've just like souvenir shops and bits and pieces like that have all been really friendly.
Yeah.
So something important to remember if you're bringing your beast with you. As they call you can see his teeth at the moment.
But yeah, great time here. I think if you're coming and you want to know how many days you need, I'd probably say 2 or 3 days is fine. You know, I think if you had a week here, you'd be going off to Chamonix or, doing other things. I think there's just not enough here to do for a week.
Yeah, there's no ferries on the lake that we could find anyway. It was basically you do a boat tour and that's kind of it. So a bit different to the Italian lakes where you can go and get ferries to different areas and things like that.
So we are off to Lac d'Orient.
Lac d'Orient.
Just for a single night, just as we head up north through France. And then onward after that to Bruges, aren't we, for a couple of nights? So, yes, let's crack on. Mostly French péage, I think, today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit boring in terms of the drive, but you never know. We might be.
We want to get to Lac d'Orient at a reasonable time because we've only got one night there. We want to explore it a bit this afternoon, don't we?
Yeah.
Right, on with a croissant before we go. Let's hit the road. We've just arrived here at the campsite, camping at Lac d'Orient. Managed to find the pitch eventually. It's a bit of a complicated site layout, but I'll show you all around that tomorrow morning. Right now though, sun is shining, which is much better than it was in Annecy first thing today, and we're going to go and find the lake, which is only about 100 metres straight in front of us. Dog needs to stretch her legs, and then it should be time for the bar to open, which is 5 o'clock. Right, so we've just walked out the front of the campsite, straight opposite. Sarah's already at the map, she likes to know where we're going. Where are we now then?
We are, and I'm going to make a mess of pronouncing it, but we're just north of Mesnil-Saint-Père.
Okay.
Here. Kind of here-ish.
There. Okie dokie. So that is Lac d'Orient, that bottom half of it. And I think we're just going to go and have a bit of a wander, aren't we? See if we can see the lake and see what else there is just to see. Give the dog a leg stretch. It looks like the lake's quite big to walk round, so I don't think we're going to be doing that on this particular one night stay that we've got, but that said, you can get glimpses of the lake just on the right hand side. There's people down there kind of swimming and sunbathing and stuff, and we're just having a lovely walk along this great path next to it. So yeah, see if we can get down to the front to the actual lake as well. Crazy golf on the right hand side here too. So just walking down here, we've already passed one kind of restaurant and bar. There's another one here, but I have to say it's the 22nd of May. The place is basically deserted. The campsite's got quite a few vans on, but the place is basically deserted, walking around. When does this actually kick off? When does it start being open? Because I'd have thought places like this with a bar here and everything, you'd expect it to be open at the end of May, but maybe not. Maybe it's a June, July, August, September thing, and that's the season. Who knows? We found the ones that are open. Look, there they are. The problem is everyone's wearing a coat, and we've come out without coats, so I think we might just be keeping on walking to keep warm. Sarah's taken the dog and found a bit in the lake where she's able to get in. So she's had a really good run around. I think you're allowed to take her in there anyway.
They didn't say no.
Well,
so I'm taking that as yes.
There you go then. And we've basically doorstepped the restaurant and bar at the campsite, which opens at 5. 1 minute to 5, I'm banging on the door. Let me in, I need a beer. So here it is. They've let us in. Table booked for 7 o'clock. Going to treat ourselves to an actual dinner tonight. Cheers. Good morning everyone. It's a beautiful day here at camping Lake Orient in France. I'm going to give you a quick tour around the site. Sarah's just getting ready for our day, and it's an ideal opportunity for me to nip out and give you a bit of a quick tour around. Well, let's start the tour right at the start of the site. This is what you see as you come in off the main road. So you've got a couple of parking places on the right hand side where you can park your van when you're waiting to check in, and then you've got the reception area straight in front of us here. There is plenty of parking and stuff here as well. Now this campsite is affiliated with the Caravan and Motorhome Club and the Caravan Club as well, Caravan and Camping Club. It's Annecy registered. It's a lot of different affiliations, and it's more of a kind of resort type campsite, which you can probably see here. You've got there's like water slides, swimming pools, there's an indoor swimming pool and all that kind of stuff. I'll give you a bit of a tour around those, and it's quite sizable. I will put a proper map on the screen rather than just one that you can't really see, but it's quite a big site. So when you check in, you get a code for the barrier and stuff, lets you through. The site is secured at night as well, with pedestrian gate on a code. You've got 3 EV chargers here if you've come down here in an EV or you need to charge it. And then these pitches, first of all, just along the right hand side here after the EV chargers, you see all of those numbered. Those are really clever because those are what they call stop and go pitches. So don't really have any facilities or anything, and it's just if you're here overnighting, so you can pitch on one of those and well, do what it says, stop and then go again in the morning. Now really we should have had one of those because that's exactly what we're doing. We're here for one night, but I didn't know about them, so we are on a full-size pitch, which you'll see in a minute. A lot of storing for bikes, that kind of thing. As you come around here from the back of the reception, this is a little complex where you've got the restaurant straight in front of us here. There's a little bit of outdoor seating and stuff here this time of year. So we're here, it's now the 23rd of May, a little bit of outdoor seating, but the restaurant area itself has got this extension on the back where they take these covers off when we're in peak season, kind of July, August time. All outdoor seating on this lovely veranda, but there is indoor seating inside as well. We had a meal in there last night, and it was lovely. Good selection on the menu. You can see the menu online and all that kind of thing. And it's open from 5 till 10 at night. So very nice. They sell beers and stuff like that, and wine if you want to. Wine from the local area. We had some champagne which was from a vineyard literally 35 kilometres away from the site. So really local and fantastic tasting too. Shop straight in front of us here, so you can order your fresh breads, your baguettes and your pastries and things like that for the morning. You can't take the dog in the shop, but you can in the restaurant, which is good. Indoor swimming pool just through there, which is good for all year round use. You got lockers and all that kind of stuff as well. And that's really your kind of main amenities here at the top end. Now, this isn't the camping amenities in terms of the shower block and the toilets and your dishwash area and all that kind of thing. I'll come and show you those in a second. But if we just pause here a second, I can show you the different things that we've got here. So there's a AstroTurf pitch. We've also got over the other side like an animation kids club and all that kind of thing. And then behind the restaurant here is where we've got the swimming pool. So let me show you what goodies there are there. So this is the swimming pool. It's not open yet. It's a bit too early in the morning. They're still cleaning it. So you can see we've got 3 different water slides at the back. Obviously a load of sun loungers, parasols and stuff. Circular pool, and then a kids pool as well. Good disabled friendly access, I have to say, everywhere. They've done a really good job on access here on the site too. And there's also this big stage down at the bottom here. So in July and August, this site does do nightly entertainment. It also runs the kids club and all that kind of stuff. So a real resort feel to the place. But actually here in May, feels quite quiet. And a lot of this feels underutilised, if I'm honest, which is a bit of a shame. But I do understand if the site's not full, you can't afford to run all this stuff, can you? But at least the shop's open, at least the restaurant's open. So that's good. So the site's got a different mixture of pitch types, so different sizes, grass, hard standing, big pitches, small pitches. There's also some lodges here. So if you wanted to drive down here, maybe in your EV, because you can charge it up, you can drive down here and stay in one of the lodges, which is nice. Or if you're cycling, touring, maybe on a motorbike, something like that, you don't want to bring your tent with you. It's just another option here at this site. Now, I'm not going to walk down every single bit of road here on this site because you can see how big it is from the map, and I want to respect people's privacy in the morning, but you can see things like this facility here. So again, a huge kind of climbing frame for kids and everything else right in the middle of the site. Great facility, and you just get the sense that this place is going to be busy when it comes to the summer months, especially with the lake down at the bottom as well. You know, I can just imagine how popular this site's going to be because of all the local attractions. I think if you're keen on cycling as well, huge amount of cycle trails around the lake that you could explore. Right, I'll show you the facilities block, and there is some private facilities blocks as well on the site if you choose to book those. They're over the other side, but I'll show you the normal kind of central block which everybody uses, and then I'll show you our pitch. So this here is the main facilities block, and very nice it is too, I have to say. I came in here this morning, it was only about 10 degrees outside, but inside this facilities block it's lovely and warm this morning. And the way that it's arranged is you've got effectively ladies on the left hand side, men on the right hand side in there, loads of showers, loads of hot water, all of the toilet facilities and everything are in there as well. Yes, it does have toilet seats. Yes, it does have toilet paper. This is a 4-star campsite. So yes, very good facilities here. Just on the very edge of it over there is where you do the chemical toilet disposal and stuff too. So yeah, great facilities block, and kind of central to all the pitches, which is exactly what you want. You probably see on top there's an aerial as well, just on top of the building here. There isn't free Wi-Fi here. but they do have Wi-Fi throughout the site that you can pay for, so just bear that in mind too if you're coming to stay for a little while. Right, let's have a wander down towards our pitch then. So as you can see, well established site, loads of hedges and trees and bushes everywhere, dividing the pitches and things, which is really, really nice. And if I spin round to the left, you can see our pitch lot. So this is our pitch. We've picked quite a small pitch because we didn't really need a big one. We're only here just overnighting, so no need to have anything particularly large, but this is what we've got. So you can see a bit of privacy from the hedge next to us, hard standing. Hookup for this one is there, so use the full extent of the cable all the way around the back of the van. That's not a problem. Almost level on the pitch, just a little bit on the ramps at the back. And as the sun comes up and goes over, really nice little spot just here at the back of the campsite. So very happy with that. Well, one night doesn't feel like enough, dear, does it?
No, it's a beautiful place and the sun's shining, which definitely helps.
So this stay for us, €43 for one night, so it's kind of on the more pricey side of things, but remember this is a resort type campsite, and if you compare that price to what you'd pay at a caravan and motorhome club site in the UK,
Yeah,
it's probably quite similar, really.
if you can find one with indoor and outdoor swimming pools, water slides, lots of kids play areas and all sorts.
I think you're just disappointed we're not here in July so you can use a water slide.
It's the kind of place, you know, I used to do a lot of key camp holidays with my mum and dad when I was younger, and my entire modus operandi of looking through the brochure for those key camp holidays was how big is the water slide at the pool. So I think I'd have been quite impressed with this place at the age of 9.
It's good, yeah. And there are a few kids here at the moment, just enjoying themselves, but I think relatively quiet this time of year compared to what it looks like it could be in the summer months, because with all of that play equipment and everything else at the front, I think this could get really busy.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely site, definitely
Beautiful.
worth thinking about bringing your bikes if you are going to stay here. Because walking's okay, but there's so much lake to explore, isn't there? So many cycling trails and stuff to do. There's tours to the vineyard for the local champagne, which I saw a poster of inside the shop and that kind of thing as well. So if you're into that kind of thing, that might interest you too.
Yeah.
So
This is an area we've never explored,
No.
so I suspect at some point in the future we will be back.
I suspect so.
Yeah.
I suspect so, and it's obviously a good distance from the UK. So you know, you could easily drive here in a day from the UK. Well, depending on where you live in the UK, but broadly speaking, you can get here easily from the tunnel to here in a day. It's no issue whatsoever. And if you go into Annecy, then this is about halfway between Calais and Annecy.
Yeah,
roughly.
if you want to break the journey up.
Yeah. So yeah, great site, and we're onward to Bruges next. Good morning everyone, and welcome to Camping Memling here in Bruges. We finally had a bit of a break in the weather this morning for me to be able to come out and do this without getting absolutely soaked. So let's take a tour of this fantastic campsite, which is only a couple of kilometres away from the centre of Bruges. So when you first approach this campsite, pretty standard fare really. You've got some kind of emergency pitches on the right hand side, a reception block here on the left hand side, and you've got an automated barrier. Now the important thing to remember is when you book this campsite, you book it online and it shows you online availability and all of that kind of thing, and what you'll find is that they'll take your registration number. Quite a clever system because it works for all of the European countries as well, not just UK number plates. So put your registration number in, and then when you arrive, you're allowed to check in. I think it's up until 11:30 at night, you can drive up to this barrier and the ANPR gets you and lets you straight in. Oh, there you go, 11 p.m. at night. It lets you straight through and you already know which pitch you're on. So that's very handy for being able to arrive late, and obviously that helps an awful lot if you're stuck in traffic or having a problem. So layout of the site's quite simple really. You've got rows of normal pitches. Some are bigger than others, so when you book, just make sure you pick the right size of pitch that you're after. There is a large facilities block in the middle, which we're going to walk down to in a second. That's got all your normal facilities in there that you'd expect, like your showers, loads of showers in there, loads of hot water, your dishwashing area, it's where you empty your chemical toilet if you've got one, all of that kind of stuff. Now, just behind the main barrier here, attached to the reception area, is a great little facility, which is like an indoor seating area. It's got plug sockets in if you want to charge your laptop and do a bit of work or anything like that. It's also got coin operated hot drinks. There's a vending machine here on the right hand side outside which sells cans of drinks, including Jupiler beer in there as well, and all of the information leaflets about the local bus service and all of that kind of thing are all in this little area here. There are a few people in there eating and stuff, so I'm not going to go in and film and disturb them this morning, but there's also a touchscreen in there which allows you to see if you can extend your stay, book another stay, change which pitch you're on, all that kind of stuff, automated. Very, very handy indeed. There is a card machine in there for making those changes too. And before we head down to that facilities block, just show you the final few bits here. So we've got the normal kind of facilities you'd expect from a campsite like this. So you've got your washing facilities in here, so your normal dryers and washing machines, those kind of things. Coin operated here, not card, so just remember that if you want to have some cash handy. Family toilet and bathroom facility there, and then your grey water disposal on the way out. Nice big area, no problem with that at all. And in the far distance there is all of the waste disposal, so they do sort rubbish and things here, so just remember that. But very easy and very straightforward. So they do have some tent pitches here as well if you're wanting one of those. Some of the, like I said earlier, some of the pitches are much bigger as well, so if you've got a really big A-class motorhome or something like that, they can accommodate you. Make sure you book early because they are limited here. So this is the facilities block here. Lots of tapped water around the site as well if you're wanting to fill up. And as you can see, some of these larger pitches over the back here, really quite sizable. One thing's useful to know is that the forest area behind that fence at the back there, you get to it by walking down the main road, and you're able to take a dog in there, have a bit of a run round and all that kind of stuff, and it's really nice to have it so close by. Lots of little woodland trails in there and things. It's not massive, but it's great to have it nearby to allow dogs to stretch their legs when you arrive after a long journey. So these are the tent pitch areas you can see, nicely private with hedges and things too. Very nicely done on the site. And then finally, let's show you our pitch that we've got. So this is ours here. You can see we've parked as far as we can to the right of our pitch, so it gives you a bit of a sense of the size that we've got. We were hoping if the weather had been a bit nicer, we'd be able to get the awning out, chairs, sit outside a bit and everything else. To be honest, because it's rained so much when we've been here, we've just kind of done the best that we can, and mostly either got soaked walking into Bruges itself or just stayed in the van with the heater on because it's been a little bit chilly as well. You can see the hookup on the side there going round to the van. One thing that's important to remember about the hookup here is that it's 6 amps only. You get 5 kilowatts of power a day. So just bear that in mind if you're thinking about running overnight heating or anything like that. They don't allow that here. Finally, water for the pitch is just here. Drinking water on tap, shared by these pitches. It was right on the very limit of our hose that we had with us to be able to fill the van up, because our filling point on the Sven is round this side here, but we did manage it without moving the van. So once again, just remember to bring a reasonable size hose with you if you're coming. So there you are, that is the quick tour round Camping Memling. We'd definitely stay here again if we were coming to Bruges. It's a nice length of walk into town. The bus service, although we haven't used it, is meant to be fantastic. 10 minutes, every 10 minutes into the centre of town. I think it's €3 per person each way. So yeah, reasonable price, but actually really convenient having that straight outside the campsite too. So there we are then. This is the port at Calais, and we are just about to get back on the Eurotunnel after our amazing Europe adventure.
Yeah, 2 weeks of lots of miles, lots of fun, lots of weather.
Yeah, that's true. And hopefully you've enjoyed watching this kind of set of travels that we've been on, and we tried to give a bit of a feel for the different campsites, different areas and those kind of things. Hopefully it sparked your interest somewhat. We're just going to have a bit of a chat about what went on from the van's point of view. So basically the van was perfect, so no issues with the van whatsoever, no funny lights, no breakdowns, no punctures, no weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's done about 27, 28 mpg.
Yeah.
And we've been cruising at about 105 to 110 kilometres an hour, apart from around Milan where we were doing about 130, because basically if you go any less then you're just in the way and a danger to everyone.
I think that was the general view of the Italian auto routes or autostrada.
Craziness,
of,
general craziness.
And general complete avoidance of speed limits. What is a speed limit? It doesn't matter.
Hey. So van's been perfect. We did buy a few things while we were away. We thought we were well prepared, and I think we were in general. Yeah. We bought a PIR battery powered light for the shower and toilet, because when I was getting up in the middle of the night to use it, the main light doesn't have a dimmer on and it's quite bright, and because of that plastic panel, that vertical plastic panel you can see there, it shines into the van and it's just all a bit
blinding at 2 a.m.
Yes. So little PIR light, we got it from a DIY shop in Switzerland. Wrong place to buy it because it was very expensive, because it was in Switzerland.
It was about £30.
It was about £30 for a little stick-on light. However, worked really well. What else did we buy? A new outdoor mat.
Yes.
Like carpet thing.
Bigger one.
Much bigger one.
Bigger one that is also permeable, so the grass can go through it and things, so you won't get told off for using it on a campsite. But bigger, so you can actually try and keep the clearer or cleaner the area outside your van. Yeah, we
went to a fantastic camping shop just outside Milan, I think it was, wasn't it, or somewhere on the way to way to Milan. So got that. Anything else?
Grey water. The Thetford grey water. It's not a cleaner; it's the deodorizer kind of.
Yeah, kind of neutralises any kind of smells and things. And you put it in your grey water tank when it's dry or empty. So you empty your grey water, put, 100 ml of this in or something?
Between 80 and 100 ml, depends on what the ambient temperature is.
And then you just use it, and it keeps it nice and fresh for up to a week. Because after about 3 or 4 days, we were noticing starting to get a bit of a smell in the van.
Well, that was even after we'd emptied the grey water at that point as well. So it wasn't that we were carrying around a lot of it. It was just starting to get that whiff coming into the van, particularly as we were driving along. So it didn't cost us a huge amount, about 10
euros, something like that.
Something like that, wasn't it?
So,
and that's done the trick, actually. We've never smelt it again.
Really good. And I think that was about it.
Oh, you bought a bit of car wash stuff.
Oh.
And a car wash mitt thing that's got a fly remover thing on one side.
Like a net thing,
a nice soft sponge on the other side too.
Honestly, after every single day's worth of travelling, this windscreen, when we first came over to Europe a couple of weeks ago, was just absolutely splattered with flies and needed cleaning. So needed something to clear that up. But apart from that, I think we were pretty well prepared.
So that's fairly small
Yeah.
amount of stuff to be buying, really, isn't it?
Really good. Yeah, fridge has been fine.
Yeah.
All the food and stuff's easy enough to get hold of, and obviously fantastic food in Europe as
Yeah.
well. Same as all the drinks and things.
And I'll give a quick shout out to Maxi Zoo. So if you're bringing
Yeah,
your dog
yeah.
over, they do a huge range of the same foods that we get in the UK, because you probably
true.
can't bring your dog food over with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was really good. We went into a couple of different Maxi Zoos and picked up some various treats
did.
and bits and pieces. So
Yeah.
that worked really well as well.
Yeah, so feeling super chilled. We've managed to get to the Le Shuttle Eurotunnel a little bit early. They've put us on an earlier crossing by about an hour and a half for free, so that's good. And then just the trudge back through the UK and home over Dartford Crossing, which is always going to be horrible, even though it's Sunday. And then we're back at home, so and then back to work. Which is not so good, but all holidays have to come to an end at some point, don't they?
They do.
But yeah, absolutely loved having you along. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon for some more Campervan
Campervan
time.
time.